All right, guys, so today we're talking about making money. Today we're going to show you the top reasons how to make $20,000+ a month in 2023. Very first one is YouTube and social media. Now, over the past year or two, it's become a lot harder as many more people jumped on those platforms to make money. And we got lucky early on and we got in the right time doing this and it worked out really good. Now, if you're going to start from zero in 2023, there's many obstacles for you guys. There's so many people on the platform. You're basically a needle in the haystack, and it's very difficult. With YouTube pushing shorts, with TikTok and their short style video format, you can get millions and millions of views and not really make any money. And the average TikTok video for 1 million views is about $20 what they pay you. So it's a very minute amount. As platforms are going away from the long format, going to short formats, it's getting more and more difficult to make money on there. As far as Facebook and Instagram videos, those all pay a very small amount of money. Now, don't let me discourage you, that very well could still be a good source of income. Is it going to likely make you 20 grand a month? No. Is it going to make you 10 grand a month? Can you make 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 grand a month doing that? Of course. Without a tremendous amount of effort, you could definitely get to that point. It all depends on what you want. So that is the current state of stuff for right now. That's also subject to change in the near future, for the better or for worse. We don't know how it's going to end up. And another huge thing, so number 2 is going to be drop shipping. A lot of people are doing this. When we buy car parts and things like that, a lot of these are just drop shipped. That means that the company you're buying from doesn't handle the product. They basically are playing the middleman to source these products, put on their website, to put on their eBay or Amazon store, and those get shipped from a big warehouse somewhere else. They don't actually handle anything. A lot of merch is like that for YouTubers. A lot of the shirts, the hats, sunglasses. The era of YouTubers and other social media guys touching their own stuff is a thing of the past. You know, everything's being drop shipped from a large company. It could be from US, most of the time it's from overseas and things like that. And there's still a huge margin for that. And drop shipping also goes under affiliate links. So you see us posting a lot of Amazon links in the descriptions. We get pennies from that. We have a pretty big social media following. So that turns into, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month. I wouldn't say thousands. To get to thousands of dollars a month, you have to be pretty aggressive with it. We're not very aggressive with our affiliate programs at all. We're pretty lax on them. And I would say on the average month, we make about $400 to $500 doing that, just barely even touching the surface. If you want full aggressive with it and you're posting links every day and people's buying $500 and $600 items, that's great. With Amazon affiliate links, they don't have to buy what you posted. They just have to click on your affiliate link of the product you posted, and whatever else they buy after they click on that with the same page open, you get commissions off everything else they buy. So if you look at ours, you see a lot of people buying stuff that is not on our Amazon affiliate links, and that's how that works out. Now, sometimes they might buy a TV, they might buy a car lift, they might buy, who knows, all kinds of stuff, and you might get 50 or $60 per item. And but you get a big wave of spikes and dips in that. You could definitely leverage that. You could definitely wager that, especially you already have a social media following to some degree, to do that. You could advertise for that and, you know, all that business. And it, a lot of people's doing that. I mean, that's a big thing in 2023. 2022 is a big year for that. It all depends on how much you want to work. The nice thing about that, you don't actually have to touch the products. It's all posting links. Once you post the links, it takes care of itself. If you're working from home, you live in an apartment or a small house, you don't have room to actually handle product, that's a good way to do it. A lot of our viewers are looking for these tips, so I thought this would be a great video to shoot for you guys. The next one is brick and mortar store. To open a brick and mortar store, actually we were looking at this recently, and the issue is the amount of capital it takes. Now, if you could go rent a building to open a brick and mortar store for something, for merchandise you want to handle and sell, that's one thing. You have to have a very good product nobody else could get. You cannot open a store selling phone cases, because anybody can just go on Amazon or eBay and buy that instantly. And then if there's a problem, they could use the warranty system, they could send it back. It's a no hassle, hands-free deal for most consumers to buy that. Now, in a small town like we're at, there's nowhere to rent. That means you have to buy a building. There's no buildings to buy. That means you have to build a building. You basically have to buy a piece of land, a half acre or acre. You have to spend $1 million to build a building. I don't see how, it's not making sense anymore to me. I can't see the path for brick and mortar. Unless you have a product that is making you insane money, unless you're digging gold out of your backyard or some crap like that to where you have guaranteed. But there again, you can just sell it on the internet. That's kind of a catch-22 of that. Many people in small towns try to open small businesses and they try to make money. That does not usually work very well. And talking to small business owners around here, that usually is not a great way to do it. In the town we're in, everybody tries to do food. Food's fine. When everybody else is trying to do it, it's not a good niche to be in. So there is that. We touched on this a little bit. The next one is going to be website selling product. Just to create a simple website, and you could do that for next to nothing. E-commerce store is going to cost you 30, 40 bucks a month. So you could have an actual shopping cart. You could have an actual way to check people out with PayPal or Square or whatever you want. That is getting harder to do, because if you notice, yourself included, when's the last time you went to an actual website like Nathan's phonecases.com to buy something? Never. Never is the answer to that question. So unless you're linked to a big social media account to where you could do that. You know, we have a site, we have 2 websites actually. I never talk about them. They get some traffic. They make about 20 bucks a month. It costs a couple $100 a year to run them. It doesn't make any sense. And so I never did much with them. And you can direct all the people you want to those websites, but people just aren't visiting those kind of websites. However, can you make money doing that? Of course. The path to get to 20 grand a month is pretty distant on that. If you're working selling cars locally and you want to make a website to put your cars on, you could do that. You could advertise that site. You could get money by doing that, and indirectly, in a roundabout way, you could make 20 grand a month, right? And so there's that. The next one we get into a little bit odd situation here is extensive college and high-paying jobs. So let's say you want to go to school to become a doctor. You can still do that. That is not a right now money kind of thing. And usually that means mom and daddy's got money and they're putting you through doctor school to be a doctor. And that's going to take, roughly 8 more years before you make anything. And so you have to look at that too. Now, can you go to school and become some kind of construction guy or some kind of analyst or some kind of designer? Yes, you can. That's years down the road, though. That's not going to be for 2023. People that are graduating in 2022, 2023, get out and get a job. That is a path to 20 grand a month. 20 grand a month's a lot of money, guys. But, you know, there is that. Next up, work as an actual salesperson, selling cars, insurance, etc. Now, there's jobs out there that you could work selling life insurance, car insurance. Those insurance jobs to get to 20K a month is pretty difficult. Selling houses, a lot of times, a lot of people don't realize if you work for a realtor and you sell $1 million house, how much of that do you actually get? Not much. How much does a realtor get? A lot. So you have to look at it like that. If you're going to do that kind of stuff, you pretty much have to own the real estate company to do that. And that is a extremely highly competitive deal right now. I don't think a housing market, as we've been looking, is not a great deal to get into in 2023. Now, if the housing market crashes, everything goes down, that may be something to look into. But we don't see a lot of good deals on houses. Everything's still extremely overinflated. Working on a car lot, selling cars right now. Could you make 20 grand a month? You don't have to sell a whole lot of cars to make 20 grand a month. Depends on what your commission base is, just like the insurance deal or the realty. How many cars do you have to sell to get 20K? How much will your dealership pay you? You have to sell a lot to make 20K a month. They're going to take 20K a month. They'll make 20K out of just a few cars. You might get a couple thousand out of each car. If you're in a bigger city where you have a lot of traffic coming in, you could probably get 20K a month. If you're in a smaller town, that will not be the case. And likely you will probably starve to death trying to sell the cars. The other one is old money, right? Making 20 grand a month in 2023. If mommy and daddy's filthy rich and your grandparents are filthy rich and you just come into the money, you're probably not watching this video, but that's our last and final way here. So that's 7 ways. Everything's easier when you're already rich for even born, right? It's just that's the final way. There's other ways. Let me know if you like this kind of video. We may do some more of these type of videos using some of what I know, how to make money, how to do things like that. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. We'll see you later.